I got back from a wonderful trip through Colombia. I started in Cartagena, where I flew direct from New York City on JetBlue. From there, I got to explore a plethora of gorgeous experiences, starting with staying at Colombia's first luxury beach resort. This is Sofitel Barú Cartagena. Let's see if it deserves this hype. Let's get into my honest review on 1. My experience here and exactly what they offer. 2. How do you get here? How does it work? Because if you're not prepared ahead of time, it can be a little bit complicated getting here, but more on that soon. 3. Is it worth it? Price breakdown and how to get the best rates. 4. Tips on how to get the most value from your stay, because there were a lot of things I wish I knew before I got here to have maximized my stay. So Cartagena has an old town and also areas around it where you can stay at really gorgeous beach resorts and unique hotel stays. So first, let's talk about how to get to this hotel. This is where some people might decide to not come here at all because it is a sizable extra added cost and a bit logistically tricky. But I'm going to tell you how to do it most efficiently, cost-wise and time-wise. So the name of the hotel says it's in Cartagena, but it's actually about a 40-minute boat ride from downtown Cartagena or an hour-ish drive. We did both car and boat. Option 1, the Hotel Catamaran. This boat ride costs $90 per person each way. That can be steep for a lot of people. We're talking about $180 round trip per person. You can only take the boat twice a day at 9 a.m. and at 4 p.m. This is likely due to maritime curfew rules in this bay, as the waters can get particularly choppy later in the evening. There are also guests waiting on the other side to get picked up who might be flying and needing to get to the airport on time, so the hotel takes their boat schedule very seriously. Right now we are on the 50-minute catamaran. It is so far so good. Really smooth ride, super nice. It's got a bathroom, so I was able to change my airport clothes. Now I feel like I'm ready for the Caribbean tropical weather. My cousin joins me tomorrow. I was picked up at the airport with a hotel car, which took me here to the boat. I made it just in time. Option 2, arrival by car. The alternative is a 60 to 80 minute car ride. You can book this through the hotel's partner service, who they also can connect you with, or find your own driver, which will be even cheaper. Of the 2 car options the hotel offers, the most expensive is about $125. They then offer you another one, so basically they act like as an intermediary, and that company will charge you between $75 and $90. However, you might also be able to order an Uber from the airport and get there on your own, which will likely be a lot cheaper as well. Or you can reserve a driver ahead of time through a well-known taxi company in Cartagena. A lot of online reviews and discussions warned that driving through local towns felt sketchy, so we went with the official hotel option. However, when driving through the areas, it actually felt completely fine, so I wouldn't stress too much about the car ride. It does get a little bumpy closer to the hotel, but it's totally fine. Check-in and initial impressions. From the moment you step off the boat, you are fully on the hotel property. Someone takes your bags, picks you up in a golf cart, and drives you uphill to reception at the top. Here's a check-in time and the checkout time. You're welcomed with a complimentary drink, a cute gesture, though a bit too sweet for my taste. The receptionist seemed a bit flustered and kind of feisty. He didn't thoroughly explain all the amenities, so I highly recommend that you request a physical map or pamphlet to maximize your stay, and look at the events calendar that they have. Also go to the spa and ask them about what events and offerings are happening there too. I also recommend, if you're a solo female traveler, for extra added peace of mind, I prefer upper floors so that my terrace isn't literally on the same ground floor where everyone's just walking. So I recommend asking for a non-ground floor in advance while you're checking in. Room tour and interior details. Let's head inside. The interiors are an elegant mix of local Colombian designs and French art de vivre, because this is, after all, a French hotel company. I thought the room was pretty standard, and as I mentioned, I didn't like the room on the ground floor, but I did like this added touch of the welcome basket we got, featuring Colombian delicacies, local fruits, and desserts. Restaurants and dining options. There are 3 main restaurants on site, a food truck, and then a rooftop sunset bar. So the first is Cala Blanca Restaurant. So this is actually where they do breakfast, which was an impressive and massive spread of Colombian foods. Colombian breakfast is, by the way, incredible. You have to invest in a Colombian breakfast tour in Bogota if you get there. I really liked how they have a lot of light in this space. It's indoor. It's got AC, so you can get lunch and breakfast here. I really liked their ceviche. I wasn't a big fan of these other dishes, but I'd probably give these like a 6.5 to 7 out of 10, and I'd give the ceviche an 8.7 out of 10. The next is Bahia Restaurant. This one was my favorite, and I think you should come here for sure. I had incredible dishes here. The ceviche, they kill it with the ceviche in this hotel. This plátano maduro with guava and cheese is incredible. This was a 10. The ceviche was a 9.5 out of 10. And the only thing with this restaurant is that there's no AC, and we got here on a day where the humidity was probably like 100. When I tell you, it was a particularly unique climate and we were glistening. So keep that in mind. It's a fully outdoor restaurant, but the views from this restaurant are gorgeous because you can see the beautiful pool and the beach. The last main restaurant is Umo Restaurant. This one, to be honest with you, was a bit of a letdown. It's supposedly fine dining, Japanese, Colombian, and Peruvian fusion, but when we got there, it kind of felt like you were in a cafeteria. Umo, I'll be honest with you, a lot of the plates were kind of mid. They were between a 6 and a 7 out of 10, which I wouldn't mind if it wasn't that this is also not the cheapest restaurant. And you do need a reservation here because it's smaller. And La Pergola, which is a rooftop sunset bar. We came here at night and it was actually really gorgeous. You get the ocean wind, you get the beautiful night lights of the pool and the hotel from high above. Really a gorgeous spot to just hang out, chat, enjoy life, and relax. Sometimes they have daily music here. It is a very romantic, relaxing, gorgeous ambiance here. Exploring the property and amenities. So this resort is massive. It's built along a steep, lush hillside, and a lot of the spaces range from the higher slope down to the beach front, and golf carts run 24/7 to shuttle you around. You probably can walk everywhere, but if it's a little bit harder for you to go up hills, you can always call for a golf cart. So there are different pools here, and this is the main one. It's gorgeous, and it's located smack dab in the center of the hotel, where you can easily get to the Bahia restaurant, the gym, the spa, and reception from here. On to the amenities. This is the spa, and here are all the things available, but unfortunately the spa was fully booked, so I wasn't able to get a massage. Right in front of the spa is the fitness center, aka the gym. There is this nicely lit yoga salon. They have the weight section over here, and then they have a few machines for weights, which I didn't think they were the best to use, so I stuck to the dumbbells. There's also a few treadmill machines, and it's all overlooking this beautiful area of the hotel. Overall, I'd give the gym about an 8.4 out of 10 for being a 5-star hotel. There's also this very cute shop called Tienda Guanábana, named after the fruit. It's a boutique featuring Colombian designed clothes, locally crafted jewelry, and resort accessories. I got this very cute necklace with a G and a local Colombian emerald in it. This one costs about $50, and they have events and workshops. So the first day that I got here, I was welcomed by this really cool local live music and dance. It was right on their gorgeous beachfront with the beautiful sunset. They have other things like cooking classes, mixology, coffee tastings, tours, and more. This tienda by these Afro-Colombian artists celebrating the rich Afro-Caribbean heritage in the Cartagena region. And now onto the prize gem of the hotel, the number one reason why you should come here and what made it all worth it. The beach. So it's important to know that the beaches in downtown Cartagena City are actually really ugly. So to find those pretty Caribbean turquoise waters, you actually have to venture outside of downtown Cartagena 30 to 60 minutes away. And Sofitel Barú has access to arguably the prettiest beach in the entire region. powdery white sand, clear blue water, and it's not crowded. You'll see some of the vendors here because all beaches are public in Colombia. So you'll see some local vendors who want to sell a few services, and you're welcome to rent jet skis, paddle boards, and other water sports materials, as well as within the hotel, snorkeling, kayak rentals, and more. So be sure to dedicate at least half a day to just enjoying this gorgeous beach. So we're here at the hotel beach. It is stunning. The sun has come out. The water looks gorgeous, and I think it's one of the prettiest beaches. Please do not mind my sunscreen. The sun here, it is extremely hot, right? But I'm not complaining because look at this beautiful beach. And right behind me is the hotel. In terms of the umbrella chairs, it's first come, first served. You cannot reserve or pay for them, and so that's something to keep in mind. Okay, issues. So I wanted to be honest with my review, and that includes discussing a little bit of the hiccups that I experienced during this stay. They actually had to change my room. The first room where I stayed, somebody actually tried to get into my room, and when I looked through the peephole, it turns out that it was the room service person, and I found it really odd, and it was a little bit off. I swung the door open, and I asked her hello, and she seemed a bit... And the interaction just kind of didn't feel great as the woman staying there alone because my cousin was going to meet me the next day. So when that happened, I decided, let me check all of the entry points to this room to make sure that I'm secure and everything is locked. I went to check the sliding doors in my hotel room, and it turns out they're not locked. They don't lock. In fact, anybody from the outside could take the window, put their hand like this, and open it, and just enter my room. And that's terrifying. So what do you do in that situation? This is a time where the hotel is fully booked. I don't know if there's going to be another room for me. And if I call management, I'm a woman alone in a foreign country. Do I want to tell them, hey, there's no way to lock this door. Anybody can come in. That's a bit of a security risk for me. So I tried asking them, hey, can you move me? There's a security breach in this room, and I'm not comfortable telling you what it is if that's possible. They tell me, no, there's no extra room. That's when I start to escalate things, and I asked to speak to the manager, and the manager calls me, and I have to tell him what's going on, and I tell him this is really worrisome. This is not up to par with the 5-star luxury hotel experience standard. This is going on literally for hours. Finally, it's past midnight. They call me back and they tell me, yes, we found another room for you. Somebody comes. I had to pack up all my bags in the middle of the night to move and go somewhere else. And that was really stressful. The next day, another manager came, paid me a visit, and I asked him, hey, is there any kind of courtesy or compensation that I can get for this? And so she did agree to comping our dinner at Umo, which is their fine dining restaurant, for my cousin's birthday. So that was nice. The bill was about $250. And so I did like that they were able to remedy a lot of these issues to make things better. And so I want to be honest with you, everywhere you go, whether it's a 5-star hotel or wherever you are, just always make sure that the entry points, the windows, the doors, the sliding doors, the back door, that they can lock, especially if you're traveling alone, especially if you're in a whole different place, whether that's an Airbnb or a hotel, a hostel, wherever you're staying. This is always important as a traveler. So let's talk about prices. Sofitel Barú can vary between $250 a night to $370 for a standard room during off-peak times, to $450 a night to over $800 a night during high-demand periods like the winter holidays. So how did I book mine for just $200 a night and then split it between 2 people? This is where, and this is not sponsored, Chase Sapphire Reserve credits come in place. This is probably one of the best properties in the world where you can use this credit card perk. So with Chase Sapphire, you get up to $750 in credits every year. These are not points. These are credits. You don't have to do anything. As soon as you have the card, you get these credits, which you can apply to select hotels. My cousin and I both used our credits for this hotel. So we combined the edit and the regular hotel credit. My cousin took 2 nights on her card. I took 2 nights on my card. We combined it, and we ended up getting the hotel for $100 a night for 4 nights. Pause this video to look at the math breakdown. It's an excellent hack. And lastly, is it worth it? Here's my final verdict. Yes. Especially because of this beach access, you would have had to take a tour that would have run you anywhere between $50 to $100+ to make it all the way out here anyway. And you would have been in a group tour. It probably would have been party oriented. You would have been rushed. You wouldn't have the beach to yourself the way you do at this hotel. And this is one of the best beach experiences I've had in the world. Not only that, you're getting a luxury 5-star experience, full spa facilities, which by the way, if you have the Chase credit card, you get $100 on-site credit. However, the prices can creep up on you. The transportation there, it's not all inclusive. You have to pay each time you eat. And a lot of these prices are kind of like New York City prices. So if you're budget conscious, plan accordingly. The breakfast is extensive, so it does offset one of the meals. I do think that it is great value. Would I stay here again? Yes. Yes, I would. But I'd make sure it's nice weather, because if it's great, you can't be on the beach, which is the prize gem here. 2, I would book the spa ahead of time. And 3, I would drive by car each way, and I'd order Uber at the airport or arrange my own private transportation. With all of that in mind, my conclusion is yes, absolutely worth it. And now with this video, you know exactly how to do it best, how to get the most value, how to be prepared so that you can get there relaxed, not worrying about logistics. If you like this and this guide was helpful, hit like and subscribe, and stay tuned for my other travel guides.